Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly InSalt. This is episode 291. We did not have an episode last week, and that's because, you know what? Sometimes life happens. We all kind of got hit at the same time last week. Let me introduce who's with me in studio, first of all, before I get into that. I'm here with Ches.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, man. Some of you might remember him from just a couple episodes ago, and then also episodes a long time ago.
Yep.
Too. And also, as always, Vice President of being a badass at sound engineering, Curt.
I'm here.
You are here.
Yep.
President.
As usual.
Yeah, you're one of the most reliable people I know.
Well, I try to be.
You are very reliable. Fashionably late sometimes, but I think we all are.
Well, it happens. Where's Laura?
Yeah. You know what, Laura? She had some back injections yesterday, and I think they are making her not feel that great today. So
she called in sick?
She called in sick, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, that's not really the real reason. She just hates being here in the studio with us. You know? She doesn't like us, honestly.
Well, I could see that.
She's sick of us.
It smells bad in here.
And she being in here with like two other guys, she just can't handle it.
She's tired of all the poop stories.
Yeah, we could keep talking about her bum and poop. Hopefully, because she's sick, she's not pooping weird, though, you know? That would be... It's one thing to be sick, but then sick and pooping weird?
That's the worst.
Yeah, you just get... I don't know. It's already not fun to poop, but then when you're sick, it's just adding elements to it that you didn't know that you hated. Man, I feel bad for Laura. I hope you feel better. And she doesn't hate us. She's not sick of us. She's just you know, everybody needs a sick day, and then we adapt and overcome.
I wish I could take a sick day.
Nope, you're the sound guy, and unless you teach Ches or Laura.
I just don't get sick. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I usually get sick.
I mean, last time I was sick, I had COVID.
Yeah,
back in 2020.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think you've ever told me like you didn't feel that great. Other than if you were just like had a rough day or you're just tired.
Well, being miserable is one thing, but feeling like shit.
I mean, we're all pretty miserable. We should be used to it by now, right? Yeah, she's out this week, but that's why Ches is here. And you know what? This has been a pretty eventful last couple weeks. One of the main things that we've been planning for a while was to go on a camping trip down, I guess, to the area around Fish Lake, specifically to see the Ring of Fire eclipse that just happened.
Yeah, 2023 annular eclipse.
Yeah.
It was cool as shit.
It was cool. We woke up at 6 a.m. or before 6 a.m. We tried to leave like around 6 a.m.
On Friday.
The
day before.
The day before, yeah. We had seen all the signs, like all of you probably have, that said eclipse traffic.
Yeah, that was all on the freeways and all the little towns down there. There's going to be a ton of traffic.
Yeah.
So when I thought about that, and I'm like, okay, there's going to be a ton of traffic. Plus, there's going to be elk hunts and deer hunts going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're going to have a hard time I don't want to have a hard time with the traffic.
Yeah.
We're going to have a hard enough time finding a place to camp up in the mountains.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Mother Nature helped us out.
Yes, she did.
Not really.
Not by not making many people want to go camping that weekend.
That's true.
It snowed a couple days. I think the night before and the night before that. It probably snowed both nights up there.
And I was surprised when I saw all the snow. I'm like, oh my God, we are so far south.
Yeah, but we were at like 10,000 feet.
Yeah, we were over 10,000. So
what was it? 10,500?
Something about that. Yeah,
around there.
I didn't think it was going to be that cold. So.
I didn't either, but thank God for the trailer.
Yeah, it's nice to have.
Yeah, it's when it's just like a nice summer day in LA, inside the trailer, and then you step outside and it's 19. Whew. I definitely came back into the valley and felt like we were living a tropical paradise, you know. And that was only like 65 degrees.
Oh yeah, it did get cold up there.
It did, yeah. But it was kind of a blessing in disguise that did snow. Not for Curt, because you're pulling that trailer. And we got up so high. This is my experience, and you guys can add to it, but we left early in the morning, no traffic, everything was going smooth, and then we keep ascending up the mountain, and every now and then you start seeing a little bit of snow on the road.
I could see the snow line up in the mountains. I'm like, man, we're getting up pretty high, and that's snow. That white's getting closer.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't think there would be anything on the road, but as we got up further, more and more snow accumulated on the road, and then
it wasn't accumulated. It was already there. We were driving over.
Yeah, these roads are not
they're not maintained.
Maintained in the winter.
Yeah. And then the one thing that I didn't factor in is that it's freezing up there, and all these cars driving on the road are packing the snow down. So it's not snow anymore. It's pretty much ice.
It's ice.
Yeah. And we get to, I would say, like 100 yards away from where we're supposed to turn, but it's a gnarly down. It's a pretty steep grade, enough that if a trailer's behind you, I'm sure that you're scared to death. Which,
yeah. I mean, probably
and you're fairly new at pulling a trailer.
7 to 8% grade, I would say.
Yeah.
But,
and so luckily we had my truck there. We went and scout ahead. It's like, I think we can make it. And you had kind of at that point, after feeling the sliding and stuff, that was new to you. You'd never felt that before, right?
Not pulling my trailer.
Yeah. So now you've just experienced something that's totally out of your wheelhouse. And you're like, I remember that I tried to get you on the radio. Turns out that radio's a piece of shit. So I drove up there to see you. When I pulled up, you gave me the look of, I'm turning around, dude. This ain't going to happen. You really did. You really did. And I was telling Ches this whole time, I'm like, he is shitting himself in that truck right now, dude. Well, I know he is. But I also believe that he can do it. So we need, when we drove back up to you, we already had a plan, like, we got to build you up, man, because you can do it. You can do it. I know you can. And it's not just like, it's not
you
just
bastards. So it was all a plan.
Because here's the thing is, we drove 2.5 hours. I'm not turning back around, dude. We're going. We're already fully committed in my mind.
Well, Curt, here's the other thing. In order for you to be able to turn around and go back, you're going to have to go down
the hill.
Well, and that's what I was thinking, too. I'm sitting at the top of that hill. I'm like, I fuck this. I'm leaving. I'm turning around and going down the hill.
Yep.
And I don't know, where do I back up at? I'm like, you were at the top of the hill. What am I going to do? Do some weird U-turn?
There's no way.
I'm like, there's no way for me to even turn around.
Luckily for us, there was just enough sun coming up and just enough like dry patches on the road that you could get a little bit of grip. And I told you, I was like, if you can't make the right turn on the dirt road, because to visualize it for the audience, there's this grade that you're going down. If you try to stop, you're sliding because your brakes pretty much immediately lock up. But halfway down the hill is the turn. So there's not like a flat spot that you can pull to turn in there.
Yeah.
When it's not snowing, no big deal. You just slow down on the hill and you turn in there. But there was no slowing down in this case. So we had the plan.
Did you say that the hill had a turn in it?
No, that also was a factor too. Yeah, that the hill did turn. But we came up to your truck, Ches and I, and we said, "You got this, man. It's not that bad. Use the patches of pavement." And you were like, "There's no pavement anywhere." And I think we even told you, "There's no cars coming, so go on the opposite side of the road if you have to." Like, there's nobody else is up here right now except for us. Yeah, because if you're sliding, self-preservation kicks in.
Yeah.
And you nailed it, dude. You went down that thing. I saw you starting to slide at one point when I was behind you, and you just let the brakes off and pulled it right in. The shit. And you know what I was telling you earlier before the show is what I want to say is, dude, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, man, because that is what builds your experience and your knowledge and your ability to not second guess later on, because now you know what that feels like. And if it feels worse than that, what you already experienced, then you know you're in even more deep shit. Because if it gets that bad, you're like, man, I remember that trip up to Grants Lake. That was gnarly, and this is worse than that. But you did it, and now that you've done it, you could, hopefully you don't have to do it again.
I don't want to do it again.
But if you're ever in that situation, you got that knowledge, you know?
I'm not a fan of winter camping. The one that's cold and driving sucks, you know.
Yeah,
driving
it does.
Sucks.
We just got unlucky because that storm came through right at the time that we were supposed to go, and we already committed. And I'm also proud of you because the way that we organized that camping trip goes against every fiber of your being.
Yes.
You're a very organized, by the book. I need to know where we're going to be. Show me the GPS coordinates. Like, where do we end up? And then what are we doing? And I told you, we're just going to wing it. You know, we'll just get down there and figure it out.
Like, I know lots of spots in this area, so we're going to go.
I'm so glad that it worked out, and I get that it usually does, and I admire you being so optimistic on everything, but God.
That's why I have a friend like you, and you have a friend like me, because when I'm overly optimistic and like the world is burning around me, and I'm like, dude, we'll figure it out, man. And then you're the guy
world
that's
has
like,
always burned around me. So.
But you'll be the friend for me that's like, no, wait, you need to realize that like this is shitty. We're really in a bad situation. We need to figure something out now. And I'll be like, oh, damn, if he's telling me that, then it must be true. Because I'm optimistic and I like adventure, And I think that trip fulfilled that. It was great. I think it was beautiful to be up there. To see the eclipse was the reason we went. I don't think I would have just told you guys, let's go camp in the snow because I want to go camping. Probably would have said, see you next season.
Exactly.
But we did it, and the eclipse was cool. A buddy of ours, Andrew, has been on the show before. He came up there and spent one night in a tent, which I admire his resolve to do that in 19 degrees. And then an hour after the eclipse, he left. And one thing that surprised me was the 2.5 hour drive to get back from where we were took him 4.5 hours. So the signs weren't wrong. There was a lot of traffic, I think I mentioned on a previous episode, or maybe I didn't, but the Comfort Inn in Beaver, normally $80 a night, was $470 to stay that night, that Friday to Saturday during the eclipse.
That's stupid.
But what was your guys' opinion about the actual eclipse? When we were watching it, what did you think?
I don't know, maybe I'm just too negative about it, but I didn't really care. I mean, it was cool, yeah. I'm like, oh, cool, there's the eclipse, yay. But,
yeah.
I mean, there's so many people that get emotional about it. And,
yeah.
I'm like,
did it make you think,
this before?
Did it remind you how small you are?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing cooler than to see astronomical events like that, because they don't happen very often.
No.
But I have seen them before.
Yeah, I have too.
It's not a first-time thing, but social media and the news and everybody portrayed it like, oh my God, this is a once-in-a-lifetime event. No, it's not. It just happened 6 years ago.
In fact, I think April 24th, 2024, there's a total eclipse.
Yeah, there's one next year.
Yeah.
This is going a different direction.
The once-in-a-lifetime thing, I think there was for Utah. Right?
You remember my friend Donald?
Yeah.
He lives out in Ohio now. Mm-hmm. And the eclipse is going right over the top of him. The total eclipse next year.
Sweet.
He already told me, he's like, come out for it.
Yeah, let's go.
That'd be cool.
Other than, I don't know what the hell there is to do in Ohio, but I've never been there.
Chew and screw.
For me, tumbleweeds, I mean.
I don't know. Or the cornfields or whatever they grow out there. Soybeans. No offense to anybody who lives in Ohio. I've just never been out there, so I'm just making assumptions based off of nothing. For me, it was one of those things that it's cool to be there in the moment that it's happening, because we spent the extra time to get somewhere to see exactly what we wanted to, which was the Ring of Fire, in the best location possible, 10,000 feet, less atmosphere between us and what's happening up there. It's a little bit less, but it's still less. And it just kind of puts everything in perspective for me. It's like that is actually going on up there, and we've been there. Ooh, controversy. But it's cool to see that. It's cool to experience that and feel the temperature drop of the shadow when when
that was very
happening. And then everybody's been posting these pictures about the shadows that the eclipse cast. Your tree leaves don't look like tree leaves because the sun, it's basically creating a projection of the eclipse. So the shadows looked weird, which I think happened in the last eclipse that we had in the valley.
Yeah, in all of them.
Yeah, the same things go around social media.
I remember seeing that 8 years ago.
That made me laugh today.
I was out on my friend's driveway. I'm like, eclipse is going on. Check it out. You look through, do the pinhole thing.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, look at the ground.
Yeah, look at the trees. All the shadows are weird.
Yeah, it's not a new thing.
But every time something like this happens, it's always the same posts on social media, and everybody's like re-surprised.
How do you get re-surprised?
Because you posted it the last time it happened, and then you post another picture oh my gosh, the shadows look funny.
Yeah.
So you saw that last time, or maybe they didn't. I don't know.
It's like that.
Big place.
That's why it wasn't such a huge deal for me. I'm like, I'd love to go see it. I want to get the full experience, but there it is.
I've never seen a Ring of Fire though.
Yeah, I have.
I have. Yeah.
And when it ended, I'm looking in through those glasses and it's done. All right. What's next on the?
Let's go in the trailer where it's warm.
Let's go get some drinks.
In this case, what was next for you was a nap, and I don't judge that at all. Like that up camping, it was fun. What part I really enjoyed about the trip is that we took my truck and went and just explored for a little bit, man.
That was fun.
Dude, that was super fun.
I'm kind of with you guys, but I didn't want to leave my dog in the trailer.
Yeah, I understand that. And no offense, I didn't really want the dog in the truck.
Yeah.
But you understand.
Well, we could have took my truck.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we could have. But we hit some pretty... Yeah, 2020. I just thought you like, because I know that a form of relaxation for you is sleeping. Like, it really is. And I make fun of you for taking so many naps, but I understand people relax differently, you know?
It is. I mean, I do like to sleep, but I hate sleeping in.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because you feel like you wasted your day.
I do. And I consider part of my day taking a nap.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Damn it, I didn't get up in time today to take a nap.
I didn't get up early enough to be tired from my nap.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's important.
And that just the way
I got a bunch of time off work coming up here soon, and oh boy.
He's already like, do you send yourself calendar invites for your naps?
No, I'm not gonna go that deep with it. But
come on, that'd be cool.
No, but there will be some naps during the day while you guys are hard at work.
Yeah. And that was another thing too, is taking off time. We took Friday off to go out there and do that, and sorry for all of you that didn't have Friday off, but I really did in the back of my mind think, oh, you suckers.
Yep.
Working today. But hopefully if you've got the PTO, use it. You know, that's what it's there for. It's not there to increment into a big number unless that's what you want and you can cash it out. If I could cash out my PTO, it'd be a different game.
Really? I wouldn't cash out my PTO. No.
I think I would save up enough that I had a chunk to cash out if I needed it. You know, like needed the money.
It's one thing where you can cash out what you have left at the end of the year if you're one of those companies that do it that way.
Do we know? Does the beer do? Oh, it's right here.
But
thanks, man.
You know, I wouldn't. I will use every minute of my PTO.
Yeah, so I get to carry over 40, but I still usually don't. I use every day, like each year. Some people are like, I got 40 hours from last year. It's like
before our acquisition happened, the place that I used to work for, the PTO policy was you would accrue it. And so I'm like, oh, I just didn't take time off for 3 years.
Yeah.
I had a ton of PTO saved up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a use it or lose it policy. It was, this is yours. And so when we got acquired by the new company, they paid it out.
Whew, that payday, that was great.
Yeah, I had a huge check.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, it's weird that some companies will be like, accrue it and we'll pay you out. And then sometimes you get bought out and they're like, you better use all your PTO because it's gone.
Yeah, and that's what it is now, to use it or lose it.
Yeah, luckily my work brought back the carryover, which is nice, but like I said, I don't use that because I realize that my PTO time is very important to like my mental health and going places like we did to see the eclipse. It's like it makes me energized again to get back into work, even if it is difficult sometimes. I think everybody struggles with that. You don't, like, after a long vacation, I always take off an extra day for vacation hangover, which is just got to do my laundry, got to unpack, got to get things back in order.
No, I won't do that.
Think about how, dude, you should, because your naps would be way better on the day after you got back.
You're probably right.
It'd be the best nap ever.
No. I don't know. I could do that, but I don't. I'd rather use that day for something else.
Every other trip we went on this year, we came back on Sunday, and then I had to work Monday, except for this one, and it just reassured me that, yep, burn that extra day. Because while you were working yesterday, I was out just doing whatever the fuck I wanted.
I didn't know you had yesterday off.
Yeah, I took yesterday off.
Oh.
It was nice. It was nice. I just kind of took care of shit that needed to be taken care of, you know? Have you unpacked all the way, Chaz?
Yes.
Have you done your laundry?
Haven't done my laundry yet.
Okay. I did my laundry. Haven't put it away because I have struggled with putting laundry away.
I haven't done that in 6 years.
Move it from my bed to my floor, then back to my bed, then back to my floor.
And it's from the dryer to the from the dryer to the floor, to the washer to the dryer.
Yep. One other little interesting tidbit about the camping trip is this infamous package of muffins that Ches brought along.
Oh, yeah.
He brought these muffins, and he's like, hey, you got these muffins, man. We can probably eat these, you know? And we get there, and they disappear. Like, where's those muffins?
Yeah, Saturday morning on my Ask Wade, I'm like, dude, where's the muffins?
I thought they were out on the tailgate of the truck. We were out there having a couple beers. I don't know. And then never ended up finding them, and we're packing up, leaving, and Curt goes in the most random spot in your trailer that we only open if we're getting
Yes, we're getting tools out.
if we're getting tools out to load your trailer up or like leave, or whatever. And Kurt's like, I just found this pack of muffins.
There's this random pack of muffins.
How did they get in here? And then you were like, oh great, I'm glad I found my muffins. And then you put them in my truck. And when we got back home, you left them in my truck, so now I have the package of muffins. But you're taking them home tonight.
Okay.
I didn't eat them on purpose, even though I wanted to. Damn muffins. But you know what? And speaking of like misplacing things, I've seen Curt misplace his trailer keys like 3 times within a 20-second period.
Yeah, that happens.
Were they in his pocket all 3 times?
No. It's just that when we start the process of like hooking up the trailer or setting it up, or unhooking it when we get to where we're going, there's just a lot of processes that happen quick because we want to get through it, and it's easy to just set shit down in places. And then I'm like you, I'll set it down somewhere, and then I'll see it, and I'll be like, oh, I don't want to forget that it's there, so I'll just put it in my hand. But then as I'm doing something else, I set it in a random spot, and then it's just, yeah. I think when we went to Bear Lake's a good example. Hooked up the trailer, you had the trailer keys and everything, and we pulled away from the spot, and then we stopped to go say bye to everybody, and you're like, where are my trailer keys? They're gone, dude. Did they leave them on like my truck bed and they fell off? We're looking in the dirt. I'm like, I think I remember them being on top of the propane tanks, and then they were there. But it's like we didn't even think about it until we needed them.
Yep.
But that happens to everybody.
Now I have an air tag on them so I can find them.
Yeah, that's always a good idea, man. I think we have enough time to get into something else. One thing that I read recently is about the Olympics. Should we save that for after the break, or should I go into something more lighthearted?
Yeah, a little more. I'd say a little more lighthearted.
Okay. Why the fuck does Taylor Swift have a movie that's just her concert?
Because she's Taylor Swift.
That's crazy,
she has
dude.
Millions and billions of dollars.
And what's more?
Yeah, but can we blame her?
No.
She probably made more money than she spent on it. If she spent
Oh,
anything
yeah.
on it.
I mean, just her ticket prices on her tour were crazy.
But
I'd like to really know what they were. I think they were $1,200.
But is that aftermarket, or is that
The movie?
no?
Or
I mean, the ticket prices.
It's like scalper prices?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't look into it that deep, but I think it's interesting because has there ever been another musician? There probably has been, but that's had a movie released. It's like just their concert movie, not like afterwards. Like, of course, there's like movies and documentaries about all of the major artists, but
if you're as huge as Taylor Swift is, I mean, if you think about it, who was it? George Strait?
yeah,
Kind of had one.
yeah,
It wasn't a documentary movie of the concert.
yeah. It was just the concert.
It was a movie about him doing his concert.
Yeah, okay. And I know that like you can buy, like artists will record their
A concert.
at a certain city or whatever, and then sell that as like their, if you watch it live or whatever. I don't think I've ever seen one of those movies being in a movie theater though. At least not that I can remember.
Right.
Yeah. So now, you made all your money off the tour, but let's keep milking that cow and put it in theaters, dude.
Exactly.
Why not?
It's like Star Wars.
Yeah. I think it's like 3 hours long. It's like Lord of the Rings.
Well, I think that was a standard concert length.
I think they actually did just record one of her shows, and then they, like, obviously there's probably good production quality and it was edited and mastered and stuff, but yeah. And I'm sure they told her.
If I could wear like earplugs or something, just watching.
Yeah. Her songs aren't that bad. I think that she plays to the masses with her lyrics and her it's pop music, right? That's what they all do. But I don't know if I would sit for 3 hours. It depends on how many refills of popcorn I have. Which is really what I go to the movies for.
I don't know if it's even about that. It's listening to not even just Taylor Swift. It's all the weird fans that are crazy about it.
Yeah.
All the screaming young girls and
Yeah. Who wants to hear that?
I think she bridges all her demographic is almost everybody at this point. You know,
It's a lot of people. It's a wide age range, but Jesus,
within our friend group,
teens and the young adults that still act like teens, and you get them screaming in your ear.
Within our friend group, and I don't know, and if I just consider friends, we'll say like 15 people, right? 2 of them have Taylor Swift tattoos. So you're right.
I don't know who those 2 are.
There's a different level.
Tell me on the break who those 2 people are.
But there are different levels of Taylor Swift, or of Swifties, if you want to call them that. I don't know. I like her music, but I don't think I'd go watch a movie. Maybe I would. I would go watch it with you just so we could get your Curt Tomatoes rating on it.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
He's all two Curt Tomatoes because Taylor Swift's hot.
8. Well, you're right. You're probably right about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got to admit she's nice to look at.
I'll take off an extra tomato if they can mute the sound for me.
You could just bring earplugs. But then does that make it like, I don't know. It might make it a better movie.
Maybe.
Depends on how many times they cut the camera to the crowd and just people holding their cell phone lights up.
Yeah.
Since that became a thing, you know.
It replaced the lighter.
You just hang up your cell phone. And when we were at the Demolition Derby at the fair, there were people like communicating in Morse code.
Yeah, I think that was just video though. Just people
maybe
recording video.
Maybe. I recently went to
in Morse code, but it's light. Yeah, sound.
They're communicating to their friends that bought tickets later and ended up on the other side of the arena. You better learn Morse code by the Demolition Derby so we can talk. I went to the Bad Religion concert last week, I think it was. Yeah, last week. And there was somebody right behind us that wanted to take a video, but they left their flash on.
Oh,
and so I turned around to look like, what the hell are you doing? But then I realized because I did that, now I'm in their video. Like I probably should have just not.
You should have just
around.
got right up in front of the lens. Like, you would turn your light off? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that was a fun concert. It was interesting to see a band that I grew up with performing now at their age. Still did a great job, but then the audience members, there was a guy that you could have sworn he just got done working on like Wall Street in a suit, but you could tell that he's like, oh man, I worked late, but I still want to go to Bad Religion. So he's dressed in slacks and like a suit.
Nice.
And he's there at the Bad Religion concert with his buddies and they're all giving him shit.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Sorry,
cool.
man. Court ran late.
Yeah. Court ran late, man, but I really want to see Bad Religion.
Or I've got court later.
Yeah.
I think this is a good place to take a break. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back in just a moment. And we're back. Weekly InSalt, episode 291, with Ches and Curt.
Yeah.
Laura out sick. She'll be back.
She'll be back next week. You know what I didn't bring up about our camping trip that still kind of makes me kind of angry? What's that?
On our way back, I needed to stop for gas, and I told Ches these exact words. Hey, I'm going to go inside and take a leak. I'll be right back. And then you walked around, you got into Curt's truck, and I came back out from peeing, and I saw a silver truck that looked like your truck, Curt, and the same kind of trailer you have, and I pulled up right behind him because I'm thinking, you let the doggo out to do his business, and I sat behind it, and then I realized this isn't Curt's truck or trailer. I'm just behind a random person. So I called you, and I was like, did you guys already take off? And you're like, yeah, we're already down the road. And I'm like,
mind you, wait.
You didn't relay anything to Curt.
Hold on, I gotta say something to the listeners first. Wade had his own truck.
I did, but we thought we were doing the convoy thing.
Well, I figured,
he didn't relay to you. This isn't your fault. This is just
well, when I left, I got in the truck, I started it up, and I'm like, all right, I got to get out of these gas pumps, because there's probably people behind me, or there will be soon.
Yeah,
because it was busy there.
Did you think I was in my truck because you didn't say anything?
I don't know. I think I saw you walking into the gas station, but I thought you were just going in for something and coming back out. But whatever.
It was taking a pee.
And
I don't know why I said
Curt also knew you were inside the store now.
Okay, so now shit changes. Well, you both are at fault.
Whatever.
So when we were driving back.
You know what, Wade? I'm glad I left you behind.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad you did too. Because then when you said we're getting off in Linden to go to the Home Depot, I was like, I don't think we need 3 people for that.
Okay, and that's fine.
Yeah, but you know what?
But here's the thing, because when I got my TriStar, because I want to get away from the gas pumps. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that pisses me off more when people are just sitting in there.
Yeah,
get the hell out of the way.
But I mean, does it make you
like
upset
what Wade did?
No, but yeah, I was going to ask that. Does it make you upset that I paid for gas and I needed to pee, so I just left my truck there? I go in and pee real quick and come back out. Like if you're paying for gas at the pump, I kind of felt like I paid for that spot.
No, you're in the wrong. You need to get the
So
hell out of the way.
So I need to pay for gas, get in my truck, go park at the gas station,
And then go pee,
parking lot, and then go pee?
Yeah.
I paid for that
Get
spot.
the fuck out of the way, dude.
It wasn't extremely busy, but you also had your trailer, so I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I'm almost taking up two gas pumps.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to get the hell out of there. So I filled up my truck, get my truck started. Ches is here. I'm like, okay, we need to find somewhere to park and wait for Wade.
Yeah.
Start pulling out. I'm like, there's nowhere to park. This isn't a very big gas station.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
I'm like, okay. So I'm going forward. I'm like, there's nowhere to go except for the street.
So just go.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get on the road. I'm like, well, there's the freeway. So getting on the freeway.
No text message, no phone call.
It's illegal to text and drive.
You have a co-pilot. Chez's fault.
I was navigating. You can't do that either. Can't navigate in text.
Navigating.
What was he navigating
I
you
don't
to the
know.
place that you already knew where to go?
He didn't give me any instructions.
he's
Hey, you need to
deflecting.
turn left onto the freeway here.
All right, Curt.
He did not say that.
You and I agree. This is Chez's fault.
Let's blame it on Ches. I like
Hell
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Somebody has to take the blame, and it's you this time. In the end, I mean, the funny thing is I just sat behind a random person's trailer and it made me laugh.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll just wait for a minute. And then I'm like, did you leave? You're like, yeah, man. We're on the road.
I figured I'm
Shit.
not going very fast. I was driving under this, like 5 under.
Yeah.
I'm like, you'll catch up.
You definitely have a truck with way more horsepower than I do.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Even when you're towing that trailer, you can go.
Yeah, I passed 2 people.
I know. I saw that. Both of them were good passes because on a 2-lane highway,
Yeah.
one of them was like this old diesel RV that was barely
reeking.
limping. Yeah, it was like he was barely on the pedal and it was
Dude,
just
it was
blowing
spewing.
cold.
He's the cause of the ozone
He
hole.
was basically driving on the right shoulder because he just wanted everybody to pass
Oh,
him.
man, that thing stunk so bad. I like closed all my vents.
I know. I put my air on recycle in my truck too because I'm like, oh. And then when you passed him, I'm like, yep, that was a good pass. That guy's not going any faster, and we're on flat ground.
Yeah.
We weren't going uphill. But yeah, that Chez's fault.
Okay.
I'm glad we tackled that. I think that's important is, conflict resolution.
Yeah.
Tackling the important things like leaving people at gas stations.
Now
That's what
ask
we're
me if
about.
I'm going to lose any sleep over this.
No. I didn't either.
Okay.
I just thought it was funny because my context was, hey Ches, I'm gonna go pee, I'll be right back. And you're like, okay. And then I went in the bathroom, came out, and I didn't see you at the pump, so I figured you'd pulled away. But then just so happens another person driving home that day had the exact same setup. So I'm just waiting behind these people that I don't even know. You know what would have been even better is if I didn't call you and I just followed them home.
I was wondering about that. Like, you've been following this other guy?
No,
for how many miles?
Well, it's like White Curt going south on I-15.
I guess he wants to go back camping again. I'm in. Cool.
Yeah, it would have been fun. That would have been a good phone call.
Yeah,
why
that would-
are
yeah.
you going south?
Mhm.
I'm not, dude.
And then what was funny is when we called about at the time when you were at Home Depot, I'm like, I'm passing University Parkway. And you're like, because you were like, did you pass me? And I'm like, no, I've been pretty much going the speed limit because I figured we're going the same place anyway. So I don't really need to be right behind you, especially on busy freeway. I'm like, I'm by University Parkway. You're like University Avenue because we're going under the overpass for University Parkway exit. I'm like, I'm just like right at the off ramp. And then I started looking and you were like literally like maybe 5 cars up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I saw you. You stood out a little bit. That's the last trip thing that I just had to get out of the way. So thank you. Now I have closure. I can finally move on with my life. Speaking of that, moving on with our lives in Utah, it sounds like that's going to involve having the Olympics again.
I heard some controversy about this.
What'd you hear?
I don't know. Some people like it, some people don't.
That's true, and I can tell you after the stuff that I've been reading, there are a lot of people. Well, let's start here. Do you remember the Olympics in 2002?
Of course I do.
I do.
And
It
you
was
do?
a mess.
Yeah, so
I worked for it. It sucked. I got detained by the National Guard. You remember that story?
I do.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you shared that on the air too.
I did.
At some
Yeah.
point. I don't know what episode, but go back and listen to them all.
You'll eventually come across
There's
it.
only 291 of them. It'll be fine. What I wanted to do is share, I want to share my experience of the 2002 Olympics, and then I want to get your experience of what you remember from that time, and then yours, Curt, especially because you worked there. Just reshare, the Cliff Notes version of your story. So for me, and I think I've shared it before, but for me, I remember it being just after 9/11, and so security was tight. like when you'd go through the gate downtown in the, what do they call that? The Olympic Plaza, yeah, or zone or whatever. Basically, like, hey, we're no longer Salt Lake City. This is international law. So have the bars open as long as you want. But I remember walking through the gate and you're basically being pat down by a National Guard soldier with a rifle. It wasn't like event security where there's like, Elizabeth from We Kind of Do Our Best contracting to wand you with a metal detector. They were worried that there was going to be bombs there, that there was going to be issues. There were. I wasn't there for any of that. But I remember it being like just a different world, and I remember there being a vibe in the air of like, this is really cool that we had an opportunity to do this. And I think it's cool. I hope it happens again.
You want the Olympics to come?
I think that I have different opinions about that, but I'll get to that in a minute. But I want to hear what Chez's experience was during that time.
I thought it was incredible. I mean, I did get to go to one event. I got to go to the downhill skiing.
That was cool. Was that up in like Jeremy Ranch area or something?
No, it was
Park City,
Ogden Canyon. What's that?
Oh, okay.
I can't remember that resort there.
I can't remember either.
But yeah, so we got to go to that. An Olympic. I got to see the first U.S. Olympian get their gold medal at the award ceremony.
That's cool.
Because they did the award ceremony like
at Rice Eccles, I think.
No, it was somewhere downtown in a.
It was a different area,
outside venue.
Oh yeah, okay.
But then so the first U.S. Olympic getting their gold, and
so that was really
made
cool.
An
impact for you.
Yeah, and then every night, basically going downtown, they had it's called I think it was the Ice Palace.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
And they just had different bands every night, and going down there, hanging out. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was a different world.
Curt? I'm so glad that you got to enjoy it.
So tell me some history on what made you decide to work down there, or was it just the nature of your job?
It was part of the company the production company that I used to work for. It was actually under a different name at the time, but we provided all of the POS systems.
Oh, so you were literally working a nightmare.
Yeah. At least we were, and this is back in the day when dial-up was a thing still. It was just starting to transition into broadband.
Yeah. Did you have any weird security things that you had to follow because it was like so close to 9/11?
Oh yeah, we had to have clearances and stuff to get through.
And,
because we were provided all the PCs for. Can't remember if it was like the Canadian hockey team or something, because they were staying at University Village or some shit.
Yeah.
And we had to have clearance to get into that area, so that we had to pass all kinds of background checks and whatnot and of course they took apart our van.
Oh yeah, like they went through it with a fine tooth comb.
No, they took it apart.
Oh really?
Like they took the dashboard out.
See, that side effect of like 9/11, maybe it's just Olympics in general because they know there's going to be a ton of people, but 9/11 was still fresh.
Yeah, we had like an an E350 cargo van. I mean, this thing was huge. I mean, the van's the cargo space in this was probably 10 feet long.
Yeah.
And we had that thing packed to the nut with computer equipment. And we go rolling into the University of Utah to deliver all this stuff to the hockey team for Canada or
Canada.
And
shout out to Colin.
we pull in and we get out and go into the little hut to do our security clearance. And they're like, "Is that your van out there?" And we're like, "Sure, yeah." We want to have a look at that. Will you pull it into this bay over here?
Who was this? Was this like National Guard people?
It was like National Guard.
Okay, yeah, it was like, yeah. Okay.
So they first thing, they go around with those little wheeled mirrors underneath and check it out. And
make sure Nicolas Cage isn't under there.
Yeah. Then they bring a dog in and go around it. And then next thing, they're like, "It's going to be a minute, guys." And they're getting into it with socket sets and screwdrivers. And
wow.
They're pulling that thing apart. Like they took the tires off, they took everything, and they took the dashboard out, they took the seats out, emptied the van completely, went through every box.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that van still ran when they were done with it. They're like half-assed, put it back together, and handed us a bucket of bolts.
Was it a rental van?
No.
Okay.
It was a company-owned vehicle.
Could you imagine explaining that to like Hertz?
Yeah.
We go back, you're like, dude, we rented this for the Olympics and the National Guard tore it apart.
Yeah, and so here's your car and a bucket of bolts.
We didn't buy the insurance.
Know where it went.
Like, you can't charge me for this. Like, we're going to court if you charge me because I had no choice in the matter. And then what else like sticks out for you?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing was that toner cartridge that I told you the story about. That, you know,
that was during the Olympics.
Yeah, that was up in.
That was another instance where they thought you were driving a bomb van.
Yeah, they thought I had a bomb in the back of this van.
Yeah,
and of course it was just a printer with a toner cartridge and a bomb sniffing dog freaked out on it.
Yeah, it smells like laser printing. The dog's like shit.
Well, the printer was in this giant rolling case, of course. Yeah, because it was an HP 8000. If you don't know if you've seen the size of those things, they're about the size of this table.
Size of a Mini Cooper.
Yeah, and so yeah, that was a mess.
Yeah. But would you say overall the Olympics in 2002 was a fun time? Like a cool time to be around to witness that?
It was interesting for sure. I mean, having to work it versus experience it like Ches did.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
You know, if they ever look for volunteers to work it again, I will not be the...
You won't raise your hands.
No.
Yeah. So, segue that into... a few opinion things that I have. First of all, it was announced that it's not for sure. It was announced that Salt Lake City is the only city left in the running for the 2034 Olympics.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Which is interesting because originally I think it was like 2032, and then I don't know. You'll have to fact check.
2030 or 36 because they're every 4 years.
Oh, I thought. Okay, well. Either way, we were in the running with like 2 or 3 other cities, and we told the committee we would prefer to take a later Winter Olympics because they want to do a lot of infrastructure change and building things, which I know we're all sick of. And then, of course, working out transit.
It would be 2034.
2034, yeah. So we preferred that, and then the other 2 cities that were in competition for, what was the one before that? So it would be 2030.
Yeah, 2030.
Yeah, 2030, there's still, I think, 2 cities or maybe 3 cities that are vying for that position. But my opinion about that is what somebody also said online is the Olympics
Sapporo in Vancouver. Didn't we have a Vancouver Olympics? And it sucked. Like they didn't have enough snow or something?
I don't know. I don't know. I would imagine. So I think a lot of the Olympics is... You take a chance if you go somewhere new, especially the Winter Olympics, because you build out a lot of infrastructure, and then once you do it one time, you want it back because you already have that, right? And we're lucky in Utah because there's a committee that was called the Olympic, I think, Legacy Committee that puts a lot of money.
Mitt Romney was the CEO of that, if you remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
And look where he is now.
I will never... I'll just hedge my opinion on that
okay.
right now.
Yeah, probably good idea.
But neither here nor there, there was a lot of money put into the facilities that were built to keep them functional. So like the Olympic Oval was used for... It's still open all the time, you know, and that ski jump up there people can train on. The big ski jump that you see up
same with that bobsled track.
Yeah, they still kept it open. And it's not like what happened in Rio, although that wasn't Winter Olympics, but they like came in, built all that stuff. The Olympics happened, and now it's all just abandoned. Mm-hmm. Like we still have that, but
you can ride down that bobsled track in Park City.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. I think we should do it.
No,
why not?
I'm in.
All right, hell yeah.
Fuck you guys. Good luck. I'll see you in the hospital.
And then afterwards, we'll go skydiving, and we both die of a heart attack.
I won't do the skydive, but I'll do the bobsled.
You've never been skydiving either.
I won't do it either.
Oh, my gosh.
I will.
But I'll fucking drive that bobsled.
We're taking Laura and Ches skydiving.
Yeah, I hear you have to know how to drive it or hire a driver.
Nah, man, just full send it.
I raced go-karts for years. I'll be fine.
Yeah, good luck. I ain't going.
Dude, it'd just be like the movie Cool Runnings. Only we're just one person we had to pay to go down it. Do you remember Cool Runnings?
Yeah, there's like 800 pounds of people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. That sounds like a great idea.
We get to the end of the track, Curt's just sliding down it outside of the bobsled. Curt, you dead, man? Yeah, man. So back to the Olympics coming. My opinion is that it's weird to me that we would be the only ones in the running for 2034 because you would think that people would want the Olympics to come. So if there's not, because when we got it in 2002, I remember people cheering that we were actually selected.
Well, yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, and now it's like we're the only people that we're basically like applying for 2034.
That's because when before the Olympics in 2002, traffic was nice. And then the Olympics came and traffic sucked.
It's because we
And
became
now
a really big
traffic
tourist
now
destination.
is what it was in when the Olympics were here.
Yeah.
And when the Olympics come again,
Yeah.
plus what the traffic in 2034
Yep.
in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah,
We're gonna
just
have
as excited as
Double-decker I-15.
Oh, double decker, huh?
Yeah.
We're going to have flying cars too.
Yep.
No, double-decker I-15 so that you have a full 12-lane highway going north and a full 12-lane highway going south. I'm sure it'll be cheap. You know, you guys all want to pay for that on your taxes. It's fine.
I'm not going to be living. I'm going to be retired.
So here's the thing. I'm glad that you brought that up because the consensus, it sounds like, in the Valley is that there are a lot of people who say, oh, that'll be cool if we get the Olympics. It gives me another reason to leave. Like, I don't want to be here. I hope I won't be here by the time the Olympics
Oh,
comes.
I'll be
And then
here.
there's other people that are like, I had a really great experience with the Olympics. I don't mind it at all. But what are your guys' opinion on that?
It's, 10 days out of your 2 weeks?
10 to 14, yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Out of your life, I mean...
But, like Curt said, the ripple effect to that... Take a hit of my vape. The ripple effect of that is it brings a focus back to Salt Lake City, which is the greatest snow on Earth, we say.
Last year it was.
and then-
every year before that it wasn't.
Yeah. But then it raises like an awareness for people that want to come back here, which is like the resort town thing, right? I mean, during the summertime, you probably go up and book a room in Park City for I'm using air quotes, reasonable price. But during the winter, get out of here, man. You better have some money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
You know, and it makes me want to, like, when the Olympics come, like, rent my house out or something.
There's a lot of talk about that too. Like maybe in 2034, I'll be stable enough that the house I live in,
Rent
can
it out
just-
for 10 grand for the 2 weeks.
or just go down and stay in an Airbnb in like St.
I'll just stay
George.
at your fucking house.
No, because I'm renting mine out for Airbnb. When I can charge like $3,000 a night,
Where are we going to do that? No, that won't work.
why not?
That would be disaster.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because we all have to stay in your house because you have the biggest house of all of us.
no, we don't.
Hmm?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We have places to go.
During the Olympics?
Yeah, we could go stay in a bigger Airbnb for cheaper than we rent all of our houses out for. We have to vacate all of our houses.
Rent them out for 10 grand each and then go stay in like Arizona or some shit?
Shit, let's stay in Hawaii, man.
Yeah.
We're getting that Olympic Airbnb money.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah. Although I doubt we would rent my house out because I don't know. We're in the studio.
Yeah,
That would be weird.
that would be. We just have to pack it up and take it with us.
All right, not renting
Yeah.
my. You guys can stay here. So I'm not packing this up. Wouldn't that be
This,
weird?
this
if
room's worth $2,000 just for that. For
Yeah?
those 2 weeks.
Arguably, $2,000. Yeah, I'd say a little bit more. 10% discount because Chaz is here. You know.
All right.
Yeah.
Have to equal it out. But that mindset is thinking on, that's the resort mindset, and people are saying a lot of the reason why, like, people's assumption is Utahns don't want the Olympics to come back because the Olympics only benefit the people that own the resorts and the buildings downtown and the businesses, because they're the ones that end up with the long-term effects of being exposing a lot of people to Utah. And so Deer Valley and Brighton and Snowbird, if they can keep those packed all year long, supply and demand, you charge more every year. And I think, including inflation, the prices of like a ski pass have gone up crazy since like 2002. But also, I didn't really pay attention to them before then. So, take that. My thoughts of that could be skewed. But it's definitely creates an issue, which is already takes forever to get up the canyon.
Yeah.
And it's gotten really bad. So if we do it in 2034, what's 2035 winter going to be like? Even crazier.
It doesn't matter because people aren't just going to fly.
Mm-hmm.
Fly your car up there.
Dude, I've been wanting flying cars since I saw Back to the Future, man.
I've wanted them since
In 10 years, we're going to have Star Trek transporters. I mean, come on.
That'd be, see, you know what? I would not take flying cars, and I would not take transporters if I just had that food synthesizer thing that they had.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Print me
large hadron collider needs to do its job better so we
It
can
does.
get that research done.
It does, man.
No, I want the Jetsons car. Get to work, it just folds up into my briefcase. And
Yeah.
Then they just turn all the parking lots into high-rise apartment complexes.
Yeah, you're right. I guess, I don't know. What's your opinion about the 2034 Olympics? I think it'd be exciting to have it again.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably just deal with it. But
You wouldn't work it, so you'd go enjoy it.
No, I'd go and try and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'd go hit up some bars downtown.
When I
meet some people from out of the country.
Old enough to drink when 2002 Olympics came through, so I would like to go down there and experience like that just totally different nightlife, you know? I remember looking in like the Budweiser tent, and it's just like, come in whenever you want, we're open all night, you know? Never mind the riots and stuff that happened. We've talked about that in a different episode, but I mean, where there's lots of people, there will be, you know, lots of problems. It's just the way it works.
I wonder if I could rent my trailer out for like 10 grand.
Yeah. Yeah. You could, but leave it in your driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or I could stay in my trailer and rent my house.
Yeah. That's actually probably a better idea, but then it just depends on what you want to risk more, you know? Because you never know who stays there.
No. Well, but I'd be in my driveway.
I think generally most people that stay at Airbnbs aren't dicks, but there's always that possibility. I wonder what the percentage is. Like, can we look up Airbnb percentage of dick tenants?
Let me look that up.
I don't know what that would be.
Yeah.
Because when I've stayed in Airbnbs on that road trip, we stayed in not an Airbnb every night, but it was interesting. There was one of them where it was like a garage / mother-in-law apartment attached to this other house. It wasn't attached, but it was on the same property. And the guy came out and was like, let me know if you need anything. And here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. And then we stayed up and hung out. But we were respectful, you know. We didn't ruin anything when we left. We made sure to follow the instructions they had, like put everything in the trash and leave it by the door and make sure you take your shoes off. But there's people that don't do that. I think that's the risk, because you could probably make a lot of money renting something out, but if you got to repair a lot of damages, then what's the over-under?
There are no results for that.
Yeah, I imagine that Airbnb would not like to advertise the percentage.
But
of
I hear now,
tenants
the Airbnb is full of just terrible hosts that just assume that you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, and it's probably because they've been burned.
Yeah.
You know, they've just won too many times. They want to try and make a little bit of money, and then they just get shitty people in all the time.
Yeah, that's why I never did the whole Airbnb thing. I've rented a house before.
Yeah.
Through Airbnb, but I've not ever been a host. Yeah. And you know, and we know people that rent out their trailers and their RVs and shit. And I can't do that either. It's hard for me.
I mean, renting out like a trailer, people just abuse it, you know. Sometimes, not everybody. I'm not grouping everybody into that, but
no. But there are people. It's a handful of
people that be like, "Man, we just rented this trailer. We do whatever we want. Leave dishes everywhere,
blow it up,
dirt,
just totally ruin
dirty everything." And then you spend like the next 2 days cleaning it up and repairing anything they damaged. Maybe not even 2 days, just ordering new parts and shit.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, what's your bottom line? If 2034 and the Olympics are here, you rent it out for a trailer. How much
you could do? You could do it like how car rentals do it.
Yeah.
Like you rent it out like Hertz does. If you damage their car, you still rent it. You rent that car until it is fixed.
Oh, okay. So you just have to have a great contract.
Yeah.
But then
if you bring it back damaged, then you get to rent it every day until it is fixed.
Now it's just bringing up more questions about Airbnb. I'm like, wonder what their contract is. I don't really want to know. I'm just asking the questions because, I mean, that's part of the Olympic thing. Let us know what you think. We've got numbers you can call. You can see it in the description below, or contact at theweeklyInsult.com. How do you feel about the Olympics? You know, Ches, what do you think? Are you a for or against?
I'm for the Olympics coming back.
Yeah, I think I am too. I think it'd be a good thing. Also, part of the Olympics is building new things. I know that the Miller Group has been pushing for a Major League Baseball stadium down in the Power District downtown.
We talked about this.
Yeah, we did. But they're also piggybacking off of the 2034 Olympics to say, even if we don't have a Major League Baseball team, that venue could be used for ceremonies or other things. So I'm sure there's a funding undertone to that.
I'm sure. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Like, help us build it. And which is also cool, though, because then that kind of shoehorns in a Major League Baseball team.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But we'll have to see what happens. That's why you got to keep your finger on the pulse. You never know. Curt, you had something that you wanted to talk about tonight for Curt's Corner.
I did. It's not spectacular as usual, but...
Since Lara's not here, I'll only say it once. Kurt's Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Wade, real quick, and I want you to be honest and tell me what you think. Do you know what a mountain chicken is?
It's a grouse.
A grouse?
Yeah.
A grouse.
Yeah, because it's like
Like
the
a sage
chicken of
grouse.
Like, okay.
the, chicken of the woods, right?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Except that's a mushroom also.
So it looks like a grouse.
I would assume
Like a bird,
that a
yeah.
mountain
Some
chicken
kind of
is
a bird. Some kind of poultry.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I asked my boss the same thing when I was at work one
Yeah.
day. I was like, hey, do you know what a mountain chicken is? He's like a turkey? I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
No,
What is it?
it's a frog.
What?
It's a frog. Yeah,
Can I see a picture of a mountain
can.
chicken?
you can. Let me get this up here for you. I'm going to pull it back just so I can read a little bit off of this.
But you
article.
understand why I would think a grouse would be a mountain chicken.
There it is, right there. It's a frog.
It looks like for all the listeners that can't see what we're looking at, it looks like a frog.
It's a frog.
Yeah.
The only difference is this frog weighs about as much as a bag of flour.
What?
Which size bag of flour?
Oh, I don't. It doesn't matter whether it's a 5-pound bag of flour or a 50-pound bag of. That's a big ass frog.
He's got a point. I mean, you could have a 1 ounce bag of flour and a 1 ounce frog. So
Yeah.
All right. So,
But can you get a 50-pound frog?
I don't know. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
The thing that stood out about this for me is why do they call it a mountain chicken for one?
Mm-hmm.
And when it's a frog, does it taste like chicken?
Maybe.
Sure. That's what they say about all frogs, but whatever.
I was saying, have you
just-
never had frog legs?
I am not.
Oh,
What do they taste like?
they're like
Chicken.
chicken. Next year at the fair, we're gonna take Curt. We're gonna get him chicken legs
Yeah.
or frog legs.
All right.
As long as we don't go to go on the same day as the demolition derby to eat.
Yeah.
We might have to go twice.
The more interesting thing about this is that the mountain chicken is on the endangered species list.
Okay.
Do you know how many are remaining?
No, I'd like you to tell me.
Well, I'm going to. There are 21.
Oh shit! So yeah, okay.
They are very well.
It's probably because they're so delicious. Dude. I mean,
No, people aren't catching them and eating them or anything like that.
we don't know that.
We don't, but the problem is that they're like in search of water and food or whatever, and so they find themselves on roadways and they get ran over.
Yeah.
So where are these frogs located?
Still skimming the article to find
Somewhere
that,
on
but,
planet Earth. Maybe. Hypnotoad.
Yeah.
So that reminds me.
Hypnotoad, yeah. That's mountain chicken's the hypnotoad. I don't know.
Frogs are kind of one of those species. I guess there are a lot of species of animals that do this, but certain frogs can kill you real fast if you like a poison dart frog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Frogs got that weird thing like mushrooms. I've been following.
So, let's see. Janelle Brisbane from she says, sadly, we're finding the frogs closer and closer to busy roads as they search for water due to our rivers being so dry due to changing climate in Dominica. That's where it is.
Okay.
There it is.
Dominica.
Janelle, did I say Janelle? Yeah,
Yeah,
Janelle Brisbane from the Mountain Chicken Recovery Program.
Nice.
How'd you like to be a director of that place? I'm the HR director.
I'm sure
of communications.
you're the vice president of sound for the mountain chicken.
The Mountain Chicken Recovery Program.
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh because that's
There's people doing work that they are passionate about.
yeah, of course.
And I'm sure they serve their own purpose in the food chain in the area they're in anyway. And no chicken, pun intended.
I don't know. I guess I'll eat some.
Yeah.
I'll have some frog legs. See what they're like.
As long as they're not the endangered ones, that would be messed up, dude. If we're like,
mountain chicken.
hey, dude, we went way out of our way to get you. But guess what, dude? There's only 20 mountain chicken frogs.
only 20.
We got them in studio right now for you to try.
And that sums up the bit for Kurt's Corner.
This is so funny to me to picture like we're that fucking scumbaggy that was like, yo, man, there's plenty left. There's 21. We can have one on the show to eat.
No,
of course not. We'd never do that. Ches, did you have anything?
Oh, this is something I don't want to eat.
What?
Did you hear about the new world's hottest pepper?
Oh, I briefly caught a headline about it, but I don't
So did I,
know.
but I forgot.
I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what the Scoville is.
This I hear is more powerful than like the Brute Jalika or
The
something.
Carolina Reaper, which
Carolina Reaper, yeah.
It's the hottest.
I thought Pepper X was the hottest.
That is the new one. That is the new one. It's just now Pepper X.
Oh, okay.
But it
I thought it's been around for a while.
no,
Oh, okay.
or at least it finally got
Officially ranked.
recognized.
Okay.
So the Pepper X, which is grown by the same guy that grew Carolina Reaper.
Is it
What's his
white
name?
or almost
I know it's Smoking Ed
translucent
Curry.
color?
Yeah, Curry is
Yep.
his last name.
Smoking Ed, man. This guy's
So-
pumping out the world's hottest peppers at an amazing pace.
Yeah, so this Pepper X, 2.69 million Scoville.
Jesus.
Let's
That's
try
a
it.
lot.
We got to try it.
Okay,
No. We as a plural form. You can do whatever the hell
No,
you
we
want.
have to. We've done it in the past. We've had the bomb on the show. We've had the one chip challenge. It's only going to be a horrible 24 hours.
Yeah, so the Carolina Reaper, which was the previous world's hottest, was 1.64 million.
We never ate like an actual Carolina Reaper on air, and I don't think I would want. All jokes aside, I don't think either of those would be that fun. Nah, the people would love it. We got to do it.
I have
No.
I think people would find it hilarious if we're dying for 15 minutes.
Oh, no, hours. It talks about it in this article.
Oh, really?
The
Burn is that slow.
With them eating this, it said like he was laying on like marble in the pouring rain, just in agony for hours.
Smoking Egg Curry said that?
I can't remember if it was Curry or one of his friends, but the other
Okay.
one like
Dang.
convulsing.
I don't know about this. I'm not
So,
doing it. I have a friend that I might have him on the show one of these days, but when we'll talk about it. But he's got a video out on him. He ate like a whole habanero.
yeah.
And he was out in his yard dying, walking around, just trying to get through it. And then he's like, oh my God, he's got his phone on him. And he's this is so hot, I'm dying, and it sucks. And then he just eats another one. And then like 4 more after that.
Yeah. I'm not about that. I mean, I watch people like Johnny Scoville. He created the Death Nut Challenge and stuff, and he just eats peppers on his YouTube channel for fun. That's like his thing. He's got a tolerance so high that it just doesn't bother him, And I looked into it, you can build your tolerance up. There's a whole guide on how to do it. Every day, start eating a jalapeno, and after a few days, jalapeno won't be spicy. Then you move on to a habanero and keep eating that every day until your body gets used to the capsaicin, and then you just keep building your tolerance. But it's just like anything else. If you decide you want to stop for a couple weeks, it's going to hurt the next time that you eat it,
In both directions.
Yeah, and I don't think that, thank God for the people on the internet that do that, because I love watching it, but I don't have the dedication to be like, yeah, man, I need to work up my tolerance to do a pepper eating contest. It doesn't sound fun.
Because you got to work up more than one tolerance.
Yeah, it's two-way tolerance. That could be on a t-shirt.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I'll tell you what, if we got Pepper X in here, I would try it.
Nope.
I would. I would. You guys have to be my support crew.
Okay.
Yeah. You did the bomb. You've had the bomb.
Yeah.
That's hot.
That's hot.
And it doesn't taste good. That's like literally weapons grade hot sauce.
Yeah. Weapons grade.
Yeah, it's military grade hot
close.
sauce. And even you just dip a toothpick in it and that's nothing. And I have to run my mouth under a faucet for at least 15 minutes before I feel somewhat comfortable again. And even then, I'm not drinking tea because it's still going to burn, because spicy food makes things... You're looking at me confused.
No, I was not exactly what I was going to say.
I'm not eating the new pepper. There's no way.
What about just a little bit?
Because that was on episode 52,
no,
right?
I
If
can't
you
even
wanna
do
go
a
back and listen.
habanero. I mean, I like hot
Is it
stuff.
52?
Wasn't that for that 1 year?
We did the Hot Ones challenge for 1 year, I think. Hot Ones, back when they were first getting popular. And then you brought in randomly the one chip challenge.
Yeah.
The Pocky chip challenge.
Which has now been banned. They've stopped making it.
Oh, I thought there was a new one with the chip that's blue.
I think they stopped because some kid died.
Man. Well, that happens. They warned you. They warned us on the bomb. Don't eat it. But we're always curious, as a population. We always want to know how many mountain chickens are left and how hot of things we can eat. I will eat it. I'm telling you, man. I can do it.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
I can eat it. I'm just going to be miserable. I'm not going to eat the whole pepper. You're insane if you ask me to eat the whole pepper. I won't even eat a whole Carolina Reaper. I've seen the videos. I'm good with that.
So you're saying you'll have a bite?
I'll have a bite, yeah.
A bite or a sliver?
Well, I know where the spicy part of the pepper is, and so I'd probably take the sliver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chicken shit. Mountain chicken shit.
You won't even do it. You got to do it too now.
Nope.
Would you rather go skydiving or eat that pepper? Because that's your options.
Skydiving,
No, this is
totally.
we're calling them out right now.
Okay.
This is your option. I'm either going to take you skydiving or you're eating Pepper X.
Pepper X.
Skydiving.
A sliver of Pepper X over skydiving.
We're going to feed
I
him
will
pepper.
skydive even without a chute before I eat
dude.
that shit.
What if we give him Pepper X while he's skydiving?
There you go. That'd be a good show.
That'd be great. We're going to have to really pay the guy that goes skydiving with him a lot of money when he's puking and crying and snot dripping out of his nose. And
That'd probably be the one time you don't want the chute to open.
But here's the thing with spiciness. Here's the thing with spiciness is as much as it hurts, it's a temporary thing. You know what I mean? And it is going to suck. But you'll get over it. You're gonna get, most of us aren't going to die. You made a great point. Somebody did. That's why they warn you. Most of us won't die. I like those. When you go skydiving, most of us won't die.
It's true.
I still went. I didn't die. All right. Thank you all for listening. If you're still here, hopefully Lara's back. We will definitely film every minute of Ches eating a Pepper X and also every minute of us taking Lara skydiving because I know she's not eating it. So she's going skydiving. And she's not here to argue with us. Thanks for tuning in. Get in touch with us. Contact at weeklyInsult.com. If you have any guests or you yourself would like to come on the show, we're open to talking to anybody. Yeah, thank you for listening. This is another episode of Your Weekly Insult. Shouldn't have said anything, man. We gave him the ultimatum. We have to follow through with the Curt.
I don't have it.
It'd be better if you did both.
Now you just gotta find one.
Dude, I'm friends with Smoking Ed.
Are you?
Yeah, I'll just send him an email.